Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy July 3rd. I know everybody's getting ready to start partying for tomorrow. Hopefully you're going to be safe. We've had a lot of rain, so we don't have to worry about too much as far as the fire risk. It always helps when it rains around the 4th of July. At least that's what I always think. But yeah. Give me just a second here. I want to get my live stream on the Book of Faces real quick. But at least, the heat has died down quite a bit. Thank goodness. And that has been a blessing, because it was just unbelievably freaking hot, and y'all up north are still suffering. You really are. And I guess what was it I read yesterday? British Columbia, Canada, 500 people have lost their lives to this unbelievable heat. So, well, I don't know what the heck the deal is, but I'm just going to skip that all the way around. We're going to do something else here. We'll just paste that there, and we'll just go and post it. And let's just get on out of there. Wouldn't let me on my Nana Prep page. I don't know. Facebook's so stupid. So done with it. Anyway. So, still keeping all those folks up north in our minds and our hearts. It has cooled down a bit here in the Midwest. It has stopped raining for the moment. The mud is drying up out there. Tired of getting muddy eggs. Tired of it. All my eggs are muddy. Don't like it at all. Getting ready to put a mess of eggs in the incubator today. So anyway, but I thought I'd get on here and touch base, because there's been some things happening. We went to the store Friday just to pick up a couple of things, nothing crazy. One of the things we wanted to pick up was milk, and there was no freaking milk. And then we went to the Dollar General, and there was no freaking milk. What the fuck? Where's all the damn milk? And they're out of all kinds of stuff. And so there's still so many shelves that are empty, and so many products that are still not available. I thought we were over this. We're evidently not. Evidently not over this. But before we get into all that, let's check in to... Yeah, let's do this. We're pretty quiet as far as the earthquakes go today. We do still have one over here along the southern edge of the Appalachia. They're kind of shaking and shivering up there. You know, Yellowstone has been really active lately. I mean, way more than normal. And really, way more than normal, longer than normal, but very low key. Or as my friend, one of my friend creators says, no caps. Very low key, low key. But yeah, look at it. I mean, things are happening up there in the Yellowstone area for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to keep our eye on that though. California's doing their same old thing they always do. Always do. Oklahoma, pretty normal there. But this one here in Kentucky and Tennessee, actually, uh, that's interesting. That's interesting. You know, this is the southern end. All this you see here, all that's the Appalachia. That's the southern end of the Appalachian. You really don't see much activity as far as, hey, Oma, how are ya? We really never see much activity along the Appalachia, and really the whole East Coast is very quiet often. So anytime there is activity over there, I always take a look at it and keep an eye on it for the next few days, because, you know, but here is my suspicion to why we do see a little bit of activity. And actually, for the next couple of days, I would not be surprised if we don't see a few more spark ups here, because we had a CME hit us, what was it, yesterday, day before. It was a B7 class solar flare. It was low key. It left the sun on the 29th. It took a couple days to get here, and then it's going to affect us for a few days. So we're going to be in a geostorm for the next couple days, the 3rd and the 4th. High altitude auroras. You know, our K index is probably going to be high. I know we have been experiencing radio problems. As you all know, I'm connected closely with law enforcement here in my county, at work and here at home, and I keep a radio here at home. And yeah, there's been a lot. The radio's been really bizarre, especially today. And today is one of that. July 3rd and July 4th. Today is one of those days. Oh, I'm doing all right, Oma. You know, I was sick for a week. It's rained like hell, as you know. And, you know, I'm not doing too bad. Trying to get my energy back up. Anyway, a new sunspot emerged on July 3rd, which is interesting. And it immediately exploded. And NASA caught that explosion. So that's a C7 class solar flare. And it ionized the top of the atmosphere, and it did cause a shortwave radio blackout. That was today. That explains we didn't have a blackout. They do have a blackout map, though. There's your blackout map. But our radio has been funky all the same. So that's the reason. And, you know, you may find you get some cell phone interference, and you may find, you know, if you got satellite TV, you may get some interference there. Maybe depending on how you get your internet. These are just minor glitches and minor interferences. So it's nothing to freak out about. We shouldn't experience a blackout. If we do, I would say that it's going to be very short, very minor. I wouldn't worry too much about it. The people who need to worry about it are those that use radar, you know, as navigation. Mariners, aviators. If you are a ham radio operator, though, you will experience some weird anomalies with your radio today. So, anyway, jellyfish sprites. That's our quick check-in. What do we got coming our way? Today's the 3rd. Ooh, looky there. We have a near-Earth asteroid that's going to come 0.2 lunar distance, 0.2 lunar distance to the Earth at a velocity of 11.4 kilometers a second, which is kind of slowish, really, at a diameter of 7 meters. So here's the thing to know when you're checking on this. Number one, there is an average of 2,195 near-Earth asteroids passing by us every day. Okay? That number hardly changes much at all. But know this. A year or so ago, I want to say it was about a year ago, an asteroid, a near-Earth asteroid, was reported on this particular chart. And it was reported, I think it was a 0.4 lunar distance, which is well enough away from us to skirt us and pass us right on by. However, that asteroid ended up landing in our ocean. So keep in mind that they do their best to predict the distance, the size, the velocity. But these are predictions. These are what they think. Okay, this looks like it's going this fast. It looks like it's this big. It looks like it's going to skirt us this far away. But when they start getting, I'm going to say 0.4 below, I kind of look at it, because there it is. Okay, so so here, see if I can make us show up any better. Okay, this blue ring, okay, that blue ring, that's us. That's Earth's orbit. This white ring is the near-Earth asteroid. Let's see how. Yeah. That's not going to let us. Here we go. Okay. Damn that shit. That shit looks close as hell, if you ask me. But there it is. They think it's going to skirt us. There's the asteroid there. There's Earth there. That's a drive-by if I ever saw one. Small body database is what they call that. Small body near-Earth asteroids. So, because you got to realize the lunar distance is something like 3,000. Let me look it up. What is a lunar distance? I think it's 3,000. Oh no, I'm way off. Okay. Well, what the? Just the angular distance of the moon from the sun. Well, I know that, but how far is it? It's like 3. Oh, here we go. Right here. 384,399 kilometers is one lunar distance. So, that's a long way. And that is why I don't really start looking at them or watching them, keeping track, till they're like 0.4 and below. Because even one lunar distance is plenty far enough away to skirt us. But when we start getting into the 0.4s and belows, and 0.2 like today, their margin for error really gets gray. That's my thing. Their margin for error. Having experienced that asteroid last year hit our ocean. I didn't experience it, but I knew it was happening. Hit our ocean after it was predicted to be a 0.4 lunar distance away. Made me realize their margin for error. So anyway, that's really the closest one we've got for a while coming. In fact, there are none below a 1 lunar distance. The closest next one to come by is at a 2.8. Yeah, 2.8. So plenty far away. Don't worry about it. But 7 meters now. Now, isn't a meter about 3 feet, give or take? So that's going to be about a 21-foot asteroid, give or take. And, something that size probably will not burn up in our atmosphere. So that one will hit. That would hit. If it does come to us, that's going to hit us. That's going to hit some. But anyway, that's what's going on in our geo news. So, have you been to the store lately? Oma, have you been to the store lately? I don't know about your store, but we was there Friday. And let me tell you what our Walmart looked like Friday. Yeah, that right there was our milk shelves. We went to get milk, couldn't. Our meat wasn't quite that bad, but it's it wasn't quite this bad, but it was pretty damn low. Pretty damn low. It's ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. There was plenty of produce at my store, and it wasn't bad priced. It wasn't terrible priced. But it's, look at this. This is what's happening. This is what is happening still. And I know because I've seen it. And I'm in Northwest Missouri. And this is all over the country. I see videos all the time of people talking about how their store, their Walmart's out of this, their Walmart's out of that. And, this recently came up recently. This actually has been in the works. This article is from April, which isn't that far away. But your thoughts are, if there are so many shortages, the prices are bananas. Hamburger is bananas. And we're going to get to that. It's going to get worse. Why is he paying farmers to put their land in CRP? Now, if you don't know what CRP is, okay, CRP is the government's Conservation Reserve Program, okay? And what it's supposed to do when it was created is help the land heal, keep the land from being excessively farmed. For erosion control, and there's benefits to the wildlife, pheasants and quails, for instance. It does. Now, the government does pay the farmers to put their land in CRP. So, the farmers are not losing out. And I mean, easy money. What do you got to do? You got to leave your land alone. That's it. I know people have even bought land already in CRP. And they did it specifically as an investment, to get paid for nothing, to get paid for it to sit there. once the vegetative covers are established, so once everything's grown back up, which is usually 1 to 3 years, the requirement for the landowner to control the noxious weeds as well as volunteer trees that might show up. So after 1 or 3 years after it's grown up, there are things you got to do. I don't know why they would care about the trees. I would want trees, but I get the weeds. But they get $225 to $275 an acre. And if you're somebody who owns like 40 acres, I mean, shit. That's a chunk of change. So I get why people are motivated to put their land in CRP, okay? But you're like, why? I mean, I'm having trouble getting food. I'm having trouble getting stuff, meat. My meat prices are outrageous. People are having a hard time feeding their livestock. Why is the government wanting more land to be in CRP? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. CRP program was organized in 1985. And I think there was a limit today. Let's see, 21 million acres of farmland from landowners, typically for 10 years at a time. Now, they say that's a tiny fraction. Okay. And they want to enroll 4 million more to make it a total of 25 million, which is currently the limit, the program limit. For the environment. And here is my thoughts on this. And these are my thoughts only. Okay. We have farmed. Humans have farmed for a millennia now. Okay. And it was not until, and I'm going to refer to it as corporate farming. So it was not until corporate farming that all of a sudden we have this problem with it destroying our land. Now, previous to corporate farming, we had small farms who usually did rotational crop planting. You know, they rotated crops, they rotated livestock. It was those practices that prevented shit like this from happening. Okay? But see, corporate farming is plow it down every year, add the chemicals, add the weed shit, add the bug shit, add the, genetically modified crops, plow it over again, add the fertilizer. Because it doesn't have any fertilizer. Because it's been plowed. So let's say instead of paying farmers to not do shit with their land so that the government can have their finger on agriculture and the corporation Monsanto, all that bullshit, can have their finger on agriculture, why not let these farmers go back to planting their small farms, their small crops? Go back to rotational farming. I did read recently that there was a housing shortage, Oma. I did. I did. And I don't even know how that is, especially with all the people that have lost their homes during COVID. But I know China is coming in and buying homes. There are a lot of people who are coming in and buying homes and then renting them. So, but some of the shortages that we've got now, before I get into that though, let's look at meat. Let's look at meat. Now we know because the big JBS cyber attack, okay, we knew that was going to cause some problems, but there were already problems. Meat was already nuts, okay? Meat was already nuts. But the cyber attack certainly didn't help. So we're looking to see that come into fruition as the months go by. Pork as well. They're expecting a shortage that we're going to see here over the up and coming summer months, which sucks because I love me a good hot dog. Don't be raising the price of my hot dogs to where I can't get me a hot dog. That's one of the very few cheap things you can enjoy anymore. And now they're fixing to fuck that up too. It's terrible. It's terrible. But we've got that, the meat shortage. But chicken, because of the Texas winter, there it is. They're saying because of that whole Texas thing, see, that's the thing. I don't know how it does either, Oma. Let's see. JBS came under attack for hackers. Large meat supplying supermarkets like McDonald's restaurants around the world processes almost 1/4 of the U.S.'s beef and 1/5 of the pork. Following the hack, Australia, Canada, and the U.S. were forced to shut down temporarily. Operations are expected to resume as normal in time, but the effect of this cyber attack could lead to price increases and meat shortages. So here's the thing. So their plants had to shut down. Now, they already were running low because of the COVID. They had low staffing. And that's the problem we're seeing with our lumber right now. The sawmills were shut down or running on bare bones staff during the whole COVID thing. And we are seeing that come into fruition. What's the matter, Goose? Anyway, so that's what they're talking about. They had to shut down because of this attack. And it wasn't just us. It was Australia and Canada. See, that's the other thing. Remember when all the boats were blocked up down at the canal because the Jackamammy got his boat cockeyed and they had to get him loose? There were boats backed up coming in from Australia, India, with cattle on them, with pigs on them. They were out there for weeks, and a lot of them perished. Because once again, here's my point. Here's my point about all of this. The reason we're going through all of this is because we're too big for our goddamn britches. We need to go back to small farmers, small ranchers. I need to quit halving. I shouldn't have to go to Walmart to get a good price on products, on my food, which now you don't even get a good price. I should be able to go to my local butcher who is selling me meat from my local ranchers. I should be able to go to my local farmer's market or farm stand. You know, when I was growing up, okay, when I was growing up in a rural town in Kansas, we had a family just outside of town, with quite a big place, quite a few greenhouses, and they had a little shack built. They had a real nice place, had a whole bunch of kids. Can't even remember their last name. But they had, you know, a wooden, it wasn't a shack. I don't want to call it a shack, but it was a little wooden, you know, shed type building. And they sold produce, corn, everything. Grandma, we went down there and bought food from them all the time. Fresh vegetables from them all the time. That's where I need to be getting my food. You know? This is what needs to be happening. This is what needs to be happening. We need to get away. The big business, this controlling our food, it's bullshit. So, okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, me personally, I do like meat. Don't get me wrong. I dig me a good steak any day of the week. But I'm not somebody who's got to have meat every meal or every day. Pawpaw, however, is. So this has been rough on him. Because he hasn't been able to afford steak. Can barely afford hamburger. Chicken's not even all that damn cheap. And I remember growing up, that was the cheap. We had chicken at least once a week. I mean, I remember buying a whole chicken for 99 cents. Whole chicken. 99 cents. It's bananas. It's bananas. You know, he's having a hard time. And I've told him, I said, you know, it's going to maybe get to where we can't afford meat every day. Okay. And he's having a hard time with that. I've got meat canned downstairs. I do raise chickens, turkeys, pheasants, and quail. Oh, and there is nothing better than quail on the smoker. Oh, Lord in heaven, you have never tasted anything more lovely than quail on a smoker. But, you know, if I can't find a way to supply my own meat, I'm not going to have meat. Produce, vegetables, still not too bad. Still pretty decent prices. I'm not too worried about that. I do have a lot canned. Papa does not like the taste of deer. I know, I wish he hunted. Free meat. Well, price of bullets. But he doesn't hunt. He doesn't like the taste of deer. So, that's fine. That's fine. It's not that important to me. Like I said, I'm good. I don't got to have meat every day. But you've got to find a way. So your family's going to have to change its ways. You know, really, it's a healthier thing. Meat's not all that healthy for you to eat all that much, especially red meat, to be honest. So eating more produce, more vegetables is going to be healthier. All I can say is, for now, the veggies and the canned goods are still affordable. Buy up what you can, because I don't know when that's going to change. Because, you know, right now they're also having trouble. Oh, bullets are getting horrible. That's how they're doing the gun control. They're not going to fuck with your gun. Fine. I won't mess with your gun. But your gun ain't nothing without bullets. See how that game's being played? That's just like, oh, well, nice and like, oh, fine, I'll make my own bullets. Well, you can't get the freaking caps, you know, the little part that makes the bullet work. Yeah, they got you coming and going on the bullet. But what you've got to do is store what you can. And you know what? You need to just talk to your family. You need to talk to your family and just be honest with them. Say, hey, we're not going to be able to afford this. This is what's happening, and we're going to be eating more veggies. Veggie soup. Veggie soup goes a long ways, and you can stuff that sucker so full of vegetables that you won't even notice there's no meat in it. I grew up on that kind of stuff. And it's healthy for them. But I grew up on that. Grandma would make a big pot, and I'm talking a big pot, of vegetable soup on the stove, and we would literally eat on that sucker like all weekend. And it had lots of potatoes in it. Lots of potatoes in it. And, green beans, whole nut mixed veggies, whole 9 yards. She'd put some, beef stock in it, bouillon or whatever, to give it that flavor. We ate on it all weekend, crackers and bread to go with it. I always had bread. She come from the Depression, so bread makes the food stick to your ribs. Rice, adding rice to it makes it stick to your ribs. I made a meal last night, chicken enchiladas, and had Spanish rice on the side, and there was only 8. There's 4 of us. That's 2 apiece. Well, I only ate 1. All that rice and stuff, man, I was full. Eggplant. Yeah. I don't even care. I mean, me, myself, I don't even care. Now, I would like to add the eggplant, just to add the substance to it. I like to add squash. I can squash, and I love to add that to my soups and stews because it gives it substance. Stick to your ribs qualities, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I know people slice it and grill that, don't they? But you're just gonna have a talk to your family, and take advantage through the season of when certain things are cheaper than others. Like right now, corn's pretty cheap. So now's the time to be buying up corn. A while back, pineapples were pretty cheap, so now that's when you buy up some pineapples, and you can get at least a case of it or 2. I am going to get out here as soon as I get off here. I'm going to get my basket and go out and check the plum tree because it looked like it had quite a few on it when I checked it yesterday, and I know the mulberries are still in. I'm going to see what I can get off of them too. And I'm going to just can those up as jellies or fruit jellies because you can do a lot with that kind of stuff. Or syrups, things like that. But take advantage of what you can. Right now, frozen vegetables are still normally priced. They haven't gone up. I checked it Friday on my corn because I can frozen corn a lot. So, in a 5-pound bag is $5, and a 5-pound bag, in my experience, yeah, I know you can. A 5-pound bag gives me about nine pints of corn, and 9 pints of corn is probably about couple months worth of corn for us, depending. So yeah, that's so I can spend $10 and get me probably 6 months, 4 to 6 months worth of corn. A true pint. So that's a true 16 ounces with no salt, no preservatives, nothing in it. All just corn. And I buy Bird's Eye because it does matter, I have learned over the years. And it does taste. You know what? You don't even got to use pectin, hun. Get you some clear gel. Get you some, is it clear? Sure Gel. Sure Gel or Clear Gel. It's not pectin. Sure Gel's pectin, though. I've got it in there, but it's what the Amish use. And it's not pectin. Maybe it's Clear Gel. I think it's called Clear Gel. When I go to make it, I'll maybe do a video on that and show you. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. You need to put it away. You need to stock up because it's literally going to get way worse, people. And keep track of what your earth is doing, and what everything is happening. We're looking at a hard summer, and I imagine the winter's going to be even worse. So do what you can for your family. No excuses. None. Zero excuses. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get out there and try to get me some mulberries and some plums before it gets too hot. It's already 10 o'clock. Get that gathered. I need to make some soap today because I sold my last bar of coffee soap today. So thank you for that. And I will, I need to get some soap made. And yeah, so my surplus is in a controlled store. Oh, good job. Good deal. That's good. Well, hopefully you're going to find a place. Oh, I know. The gluten flour meat. Yeah, I know. I have read about that. Hopefully, Witchy, you're going to find a place. It would be nice to find a place with a nice cellar at the bottom of it, or a basement, or a way to make a nice underground storage for your big family, because you need that. So hopefully you're going to find something like that. Anyway, I love you, and I will check you later. And Nana Prep out.